set to kick off.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports.
Takes this about 5 yards deep, and no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Open man has come back to tight end. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Third down.
Out of the gun, Herbert completes it to Hardman. And he will have the first down. He winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. 3 yards on first, 4 on second, and now 5 on third down. Move the sticks. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Herbert out of the backfield. That's complete to Kamara. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Third down.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. To the air again, Herbert. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's a 3rd down conversion to 24 yards there. Nice play.
And the Falcon first down.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Kamara fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, Herbert. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up the 3rd down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, 2nd catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. 3rd and 2, Herbert. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 9 yards.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. To the ground, it's Kamara. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. And so far, a very nice, methodical opening drive.
This has the feel of a scripted drive that they rehearsed perfectly all week long, and now they're executing it on game day.
Script looks good so far. And he's going to be shoved back short of the goal line. He tried to get the nose of the football across to no avail, and now it's 3rd and goal. The ball mere inches from the white line on 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun. Herbert. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
Down and goal at the 1-yard line.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Nicole Hardman, touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead.
7. Lions nothing.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Their own 20-yard line.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 6.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Falcons 7, Lions nothing.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down. On 4th down, on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Hardman on the return. He called that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents. Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run. But for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Yards to go.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Herbert taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Mecole Hardman, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Falcons push further out in front.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 the score as they regroup with 1st and 10. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
The scoreboard tells a story for them, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Forced out to his left. Double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Madden, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. And his throw here's incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
Back to the air. Herbert on second down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target. And it's third down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Eli Apple. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
2nd and 1.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And some room to maneuver. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets him 8. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now a draw play. This is Jones. And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. And there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd.
And they're going option play on 3rd down.
A quick toss out right, and he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
It's 4th down.
They'll try and throw for it here. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Incomplete. He was looking for Michael Pittman that time, but now it's 3rd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot.
13-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Herbert. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Herbert back to the air. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. On first down, Justin Herbert taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Herbert. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
To throw on 3rd down. Herbert. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. On 1st and 10, Herbert. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Sideline and incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To throw again. Herbert. And he comes back with one complete. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Down.
This is Josh Lambo. He hit from 57 a year ago. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach,
Taken about 7 yards deep. Deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
The second half starts with a carry by Jones. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. Let's listen in on the call. So on the big tight end holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Being chased out left.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Well, this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. They'll run it with Jones. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4.
He's brought down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. A big pickup, 18 yards, but they still stop him well short of the marker.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a 1st down.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off about the 30-yard line. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Out of bounds.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And this is caught for a freaking touchdown. Von Smith Jr., his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons turn that interception into a touchdown.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On play action, they'll throw. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, became good?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Lions' 13-yard line.
From the gun, Herbert. This will be caught at about the 6. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown.
Touchdown.
Alvin Kamara, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons turn that interception into a touchdown. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
The score, Falcons 31. Lions.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And penalty markers down in the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. He'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. He's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. This one caught by Isabella. And he's got the first, but he also had a flag on the field. Decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. In trouble, the ball's out. It's an end zone loose. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on.
For the point after. after.
Once that ball was loose, the question was, would this be 2 or would it be 6? It's 6. The defense able to pounce on it.
And for the offense, the training didn't really kick in, did it? Once that ball comes loose, you've got to get on it, make sure that you recover it, or make sure you punch it out of the end zone. Anything but give it to the defense to score a touchdown.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Not much there, only a yard. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 39-yard line.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 22 yards there, a first down. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be a 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Falcons' 31-yard line.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
And the Falcons first down.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Shotgun now. Here's an inside give. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Herbert will get this one underneath to Kamara. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Complete.
15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and look like a turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
Tackle made at the 21.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Mecole Hardman, the intended target.
First and goal, Atlanta.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so, bringing up second down and a bit farther.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, second and goal. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. So another score there. And often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
That's right. Right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for 28 yards. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 30. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
The 46-yard line.
With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. Completion here to Claypool. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. He's going to let it fall. It's a run to run down. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception. interception there, and gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. They're going to pass here with Herbert. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
First down, Atlanta.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. They'll set up the screen down to Kamara. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Atlanta, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Lions, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8.
Yeah, I use a dub, I'ma win, I won't lose with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. I turn the knob, can't resist, I'm incredible. Yeah, came for the dollars, then I did the dash, can I catch me, bro? Ooh, then I did the dash, can I catch me, whoa? The whole team is no competition. Boy, I did it by myself, it's a solo mission. Running up the charts, I'm a fool, dog. Turn the whole field to a schoolyard. Bunch of students ain't eating out here. I'm the GOAT, little man, then I made it loud and clear. Put the gas on them like I'm with the Cavalier. Solo love, got the confidence, no fear. I use a dub, I'ma win, I won't lose with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Okay. Can I hit that? Okay. Can I hit that? Sound like you know. Okay. Can I hit that? Okay. Can I hit that? Stars born, I've been ready for this. Since like 9-5, I've been eager for this. Talent on the rise, I'm consistent with this. Trophy is the prize, ain't no gimmicks with this. Okay, now what's left on them? Told you I'ma flex on them. I did it all subtle, ooh, and then I hit that exit on them. Gotta blame my fate, cause these eyes ain't got nothing on them. I secured the safe for the cradle, I ain't dropping nothing, ooh. Only winning is exception, ain't no truce. Ain't no dub, ain't no L on my crew, ooh. Only winning is